coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games, here today to talk to you about Outfoxed by GameRight. So Outfoxed is a cooperative board game for people ages 5 and up. Plays 2 to 4 players, plays about 20 minutes. In this game, you are a bunch of detectives trying to find out which of the foxes has stolen a pot pie. And before the fox can escape, you have to go through all the lists of suspects, use your clues to figure out in a very clever little way who has done it. So let's jump right to the report card. So looking at the report card for Outfoxed, I'm going to give the number of players a B. It plays 2 to 4 players. 4 players is my standard. It's a B. So for learning for Outfoxed, I'm going to give the game a C. It's a game for very young people, so the things that you're learning from it are very simple. There is something there with color, which isn't really good for colorblind people, with the reds and the greens that you have to look at for matching the thing. There's simple counting of moving the fox forward a number of spaces during the game as it tries to escape. There's counting the if you're moving your own pawn across the board with the paw prints, then you have to count up how many paw prints you've rolled on your dice and move that many spaces. So overall, there's not really reading except for the names of the characters. The math is very simple in terms of just some simple counting. So overall, like I say, just a C. So for fun, I'm going to give the game an A. I'd give it an A because, for starters, it's a cooperative game, which I always think is great for young kids. It's a great way for kids and adults to play on the same level, that the adults don't need to make worse decisions in order to give the kids a fighting chance. Also, the kids can learn that sometimes losing, as long as they're not losing to another person, if they're losing to the game, then it's not as bad, I don't think. It makes it more fun. Plus the game with all this cool little whodunit aspects, you're trying to figure things out, you're puzzling things, and you can work together and you can lead them to the answers rather than figuring everything out on your own. I just think the whole experience is really great one that the kids are really going to enjoy playing. So I think that this one definitely is a fun one that you should be looking into. For time, I'm going to give the game an A. It's not that long to set up. It's quite a quick setup, and it's a very quick game to play. The time on the box says 20 minutes, and I think that's about right. So in looking at the cost for Outfoxed, I'm going to give the game an A+. This game, when it retails, is only $20. And I say when it retails because it is currently, I think, between prints or something. I'm going to write to GameRight to ask them about what is the status of this game, because it's a great little game, and for only $20, I think it's an absolutely marvelous game to have in the collection that doesn't cost a lot of money. I would highly recommend this game for families at home and even for teachers at school to have as a indoor recess activity or something that they can be kids can be doing quietly if they have some free time. Marvelous little game, which I think is well worth the money. All right, so let me take this to the table and I'll show you how this game is played. So in setting up for the game of Outfoxed, you're going to put down your board. You're going to have these little detective hat tokens, the deerstalker, as they were called, tokens for the detectives trying to find out which fox is responsible. You put the fox onto the fox token at the back here. The fox is going to make through the path to make it to the exit to try and get away. And you have a little thing here. You're going to turn this window side down. You're going to take one of the thief cards from the deck and you're going to slide it into the slot. It's a very thin slot, hard to see. We just slide it down so that you can see the GameRight name up there. You're then going to make sure that this window is closed, and now the information of who is the thief is now hidden. At the beginning of the game, you're going to turn over 2 of the suspect cards. It can be any 2, so I might choose this one, and I see Edith and I see Gertrude. So these 2 are not removed from suspicion in the game. They are just ones that we can now start to consider. What you're going to do at each person's turn, they're going to roll the dice, Yahtzee style. So you get 3 rolls. You can re-roll any of the 3 dice that you want after each roll. So I roll. You're looking to match all the symbols of the dice one way or the other. Now, because so 3 sides are eyes and 3 sides have paws. One of the sides has 2 paws, the other 2 sides only have 1 paw. So I rolled eye, and 2 paws. So I might as well try for the eyes, seeing as I already have 2 eyes. So I roll again, and I get my 3rd eye. So as long as you have the matching symbols, you can then do the associated action with those symbols. When you get 3 eyes, you can then reveal 2 more suspect cards. So I'm revealing 2 more suspect cards, and then it goes to the other player's turn. So roll, I get 3 eyes, so again, I'm going to reveal 2 more suspect cards. Now, I'm just going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to make it so, let's say I rolled 4 paws. So if I rolled 4 paws and say this was the red player, I can move my pawn 4 spaces. So I might go 1, 2, 3, 4 and come into there. Now once you're in the space here, I can exit anywhere from any of those spaces. You can never go diagonal, however. So once I'm in those 4 spaces, I'm going to take the top of the clue tokens here. So this is a scarf. And so I take the scarf and I'm going to put it into this window thing here. And I'm going to then, once that's in place, I open that up. Now, yep, you can see it there. It's got a green showing. So green means that the suspect is not wearing that item. So anybody who is wearing a scarf in my suspects here, which just happens to be nobody, means that anybody who's wearing a scarf would have been eliminated as a suspect. Right now we know that they are not wearing. So this token then goes into this space here, because that space is, now I have to go to a different place to find a different clue. I can't just keep running back and forth on its space. Say this is my 3rd roll and I did not get all matching things, then the fox is going to move forward 3 spaces. It can move forward 4 spaces if you're feeling good at the game, 5 spaces if you feel that you're an expert. So it's a way to modify the difficulty of the game. So now play of the game is going to continue until you have, until the fox reaches the end or until you've eliminated all but one of the suspects. You can also, if the fox is getting close and you're getting worried about it, you can always make a call to say, I strongly suspect it is this person, at which point you reveal, and if you're right, you win. But if you're wrong, after you revealed, if you were wrong, then you've lost if you accuse the wrong fox. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Outfoxed. If you have any questions about this game, or if you have other suggestions for games, particularly cooperative games for young children, please leave me that message in the comments section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you have any other suggestions for games or things you might like to see on the channel, topics of discussion around gamification or game-based learning, again, please leave me that message in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, this channel is all about gamification, game-based learning, how we can use games and gamification to help to educate children and ourselves. And I'm putting up my content on a weekly basis. So if this sounds like something interesting to you, please hit like and subscribe and the little bell so that you can be notified anytime I'm putting up new content. I am aiming to put out new content on a weekly basis, so please look to that. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Until next time, I'm Craig Thompson-Wood, your host with Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so